All right, so I'm gonna start, and whoever joins us joins us. So I'm gonna go over today's workout. So the strength portion is in 3 parts. A1 is going to be the plank shoulder taps or hand lifts. You're going to do 3 sets of 20. Rest 1 minute. A2 is reverse plank, and that is 3 times 30 seconds. Rest 1 minute before your last movement, which is a glute bridge, and you're going to do 15 reps of that. And then rest 1 minute before we do it all over again. And then the conditioning portion is AMRAP in 16 minutes, 16 lateral jump overs. Do you have a broomstick or a target you're going to jump over?
Swiffer.
Awesome. 12 squats and 8 push-ups. So the push-ups, you can regress those if, because 8 over 16 minutes could be a lot of push-ups. So if you feel like you're losing that plank form on the way down, I would just elevate it.
Okay.
Do you have something to elevate it on, like a couch or a table, something like that?
Yeah, I got a bed here.
Okay, cool. And do you have enough room, you think, to do all these things?
Yeah, I might have to back up.
Yeah, that's fine. Great. All right, so we're going to start by doing some jumping jacks, and you're going to do that for 45 seconds, starting right now. Ten seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. All right. Stay back there. We're going to do side to side jumps now. So let's do 20 side to side jumps.
And that's just left to right?
And both feet are leaving the floor together and landing at the same time.
Okay.
Good. All right. I don't know if you have room, but we're going to do a bird dog. I'm going to reposition the camera here so you can see that. I'm going to get on this quadruped position, right? Without trying to move my spine, I'm going to lift my leg and lift the opposite arm. Nice and controlled. So don't overextend your back by trying to lift your leg up too high, just to its the highest point without arching your back. Then you're going to bring it down, and then you're going to do the other side. You're going to do 8 each side. Try to keep your core tight, rib cage down. Chin is tucked. Good. All right. So now, same position. The only difference is I'm now facing you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to thread it through my other side, and I'm going to try to face my chest towards that opposite wall. And then I'm going to slide my hand back and then do the other side. Slide your hand through your other arm. Try to get your shoulder down to the ground and your chest to face that opposite wall.
Okay. How many of these?
You're doing 8 per side. Try to turn solely from your torso and not move your hips too much.
Okay.
Great. So we're going to stay in the same position. I'm going to show you what I want your shoulder blades to do while I'm sitting up so you can see, but you're going to do this from that same position. So I want your shoulders to move up, retract, down, and then protract. So you're trying to make circles with just your shoulder blade, but you're going to be doing that in this position here. So same thing, I'm going to bring my shoulder blades back and squeeze them together, down my back, forward, shrug up, and then squeeze them together again. So throughout that whole movement, I'm just trying to move my shoulder blades around my rib cage and not move my spine. So a lot of people will do this kind of stuff. I want you to keep your spine as still as possible and only try to move your shoulder blades. Make sense?
Yep. And just a quick question. Is it recording what I'm doing as well, or just what you're doing?
It's recording both of us, but I can't really see you because you're on the floor, so I can see your ceiling rather.
Okay. I'm just going to turn my camera off then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now we're going to do a hip opener. So now you're going to start in an opposite position. So you're still on your hands and feet, but now your hands are either going to point back or they're going to point towards the side. whichever is most comfortable for you. I'm gonna start with my hands pointed back. And this is the position you're gonna play around with also on the reverse plank. But for now, we're just gonna get into this position. So you can see I sort of resemble an M. I'm gonna lift my hips off the ground, and then I'm gonna square up my hips. And I'm gonna continue looking forward, and I'm gonna feel a stretch right on my chest and my arms, and I'm trying to squeeze up with my hips facing towards the ceiling. Then I'm gonna bring my hips down and then right back up. Let's do 10 of those.
Okay.
All right. Now you're gonna just sit comfortably. I have my legs crossed in front of me, but whatever way feels most comfortable to you. You're gonna stretch out your arms to your side so they're perpendicular to your torso, and you're gonna shift towards one side. But while you shift, you're going to internally rotate one shoulder and reach towards the other side. So the other side, I'm trying to externally rotate my shoulder, and then I'm gonna switch. So now the other side goes into internal rotation, and now I'm reaching and trying to get into external rotation. So it's gonna be like this pretty much, right? So the only difference is you're reaching towards the side that's trying to externally rotate. Let's get 20 of those all together. So that'll be 10 each side.
All set.
What's that?
Said all done.
Okay, all right, so now we're gonna go over the plank. So in the plank, you're going to start with your wrists right over your shoulders. Fingers pointing forward, ideally, right? You're going to bring your legs out. But what I want in this plank is I want you to tuck your hips under. So this is me with my hips out, and this is me with my hips tucked under. At the same time, you're trying to lessen the space between the bottom of your rib cage and the top of your hip. So that will, you're trying to shorten that distance. So if I kind of pretend somebody's gonna punch me in the gut, my abs immediately are contracted, and that's what you want. So in that plank position, I'm doing both, tucking my tailbone under and also Also engaging my abs by narrowing the space between my rib cage and my hips. So from here, you can widen your feet to do the shoulder taps. So I'm gonna take one hand, I'm gonna face you to do this so you can see. So my feet are slightly wide, and I'm gonna control and tap that one side. I'm trying not to shift too much from one side to the other. Did you see that?
Yeah.
All right, so that's gonna be your shoulder tap. Let's get 3 per side, so that's 6 altogether.
Okay.
All right, let's go over the reverse lunge. So we did that crab movement where we extended our hips up. So now you're gonna do the same thing, and I want you to see if your hand placement is comfortable. Ideally, you wanna start with your fingers facing back, right? I'm gonna bring my legs together, squeeze them together, point my toes, and then from here, I'm gonna raise my hips up to the ceiling in that position. So if this position is uncomfortable for your elbows, just turn your hands off to the side and loosen don't lock out your elbows. So let's get a 10-second hold as practice, and I'll let you know when. I'm going to start the clock. Are you in position?
Yep.
And I'm starting the clock. You're at 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, last movement, glute bridge. It's again a hip extension movement, so you're trying to open up that hip. This time, you're gonna place your hands beside you, back is on the floor. You're gonna bring your heels fairly close to your hips. And all you're gonna do is raise your hips. And now I resemble a triangle. I'm pushing through my heels to raise my hips, and I'm squeezing my glutes at the top of that movement before I come back down. I would like you, when you do the 15, to pause at the top, come down, just tap, and right back up.
Okay.
Let's do 5 practice glute bridges.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to set a clock for your rest. So we're gonna start with a plank shoulder taps, or if that becomes too difficult, then all you're gonna do is lift your hand, right?
Okay.
You don't have to bring it all the way to your shoulder. You're going to do a set of 20 of those, and then just tell me when you're done, and I'll set the 1-minute rest time for you. And then we'll go into the next movement. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. let's start. You are doing 20 plank shoulder taps. Go ahead.
Yep. Okay.
All right, 1 minute. How was that?
It was good.
Difficult, easy?
I think I'll be able to get through another 2.
Okay. If it becomes too easy, bring your feet closer together so that you have to negotiate balance even more. And if it becomes more difficult, then you're going to widen your feet, of course.
Okay.
All right, you have 30 seconds. So the next movement is the reverse plank. Since you practice that movement, you can decide whether your fingers are going to point backwards or off to the side, whichever is the most comfortable for you to hold for 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right, you have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 30-second hold. You're at 10 seconds. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, rest. And then also, while you're resting, for the AMRAP, you should have a piece of paper and a pen to keep track of your rounds and reps.
Okay.
We're doing glute bridges in just under 30 seconds. And you've got 15 reps of those.
Okay.
Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
All right, 1 minute rest. Could you feel your glutes doing those?
Yeah, it was a combination of glutes and hamstrings a little bit.
Okay. So if you curl your hips under a little more, it'll defer more to your glutes, because sometimes your hamstrings like to do a lot of that work. So try to really do a hard tuck under.
Okay.
All right, you've got 30 seconds and we've got shoulder planks, plank shoulder taps coming up. All right, 10 seconds. Another set of 20 in 3, 2, 1, go. Don't forget you're trying not to shift from side to side. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs.
Okay.
All right, 1 minute rest. Those are tough.
Yeah, they are.
Also, as you do them, make sure that your chin is tucked like this. Instead of, a lot of people will look up this way or look down this way. Try to keep your neck in a neutral position and just tuck your chin as though you're making a double chin.
Okay.
You got 30 seconds. All right, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. 30-second reverse plank. Try to bring your chest up towards the ceiling. So a proud chest. And then squeeze your legs super hard. And lift your hips. And done. Did the finger position feel comfortable? It wasn't too much on your elbows. Sometimes people can really feel it here.
Yeah, I had to frame out just a little bit.
Okay. All right, you've got 15 seconds. Did you borrow anything from the gym, equipment-wise?
I didn't, but I do have like a few of the things you guys recommended ordered.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get to those glute bridges. Only your upper back should be pressing into your floor. Everything else leaves the floor and you're pressing your hips up towards the ceiling.
Okay.
All right, last round. If you start to lose that plank position as you're doing this last round, do the hand lifts, because the most important part is that tightness through your midsection and not to waddle from side to side too much.
All right.
All right, you've got 30 seconds. Ten seconds. All right, this is your last round in 3, 2, 1, go. Keep that controlled movement. Don't do uncontrolled movement. I would rather you separate your feet a little bit to keep that nice control.
All right.
All right, 1 minute. So what equipment do you have?
So I don't have anything on me, but I have a jump rope, band, and a kettlebell.
Okay, what kind of band do you have? Like the ones that go around your legs or the longer ones?
The longer ones.
Okay. And what size is that?
Honestly, I wouldn't be able to tell you off the top of my head.
Okay. All right, you've got 15 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, last reverse plank. As you hold, I want you to keep pushing the floor away through your palms. Got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, 1 minute rest, and then last set of glute bridges.
All right.
And do you remember what the weight was on the kettlebell?
Yeah, it was 50 pounds.
Okay. Do you do a lot of kettlebell swings?
So that's the original reason, that and for lunges as well.
Okay, cool. All right, 15 seconds. And then the last set of glute bridges. All right, 3, 2, 1, last set.
Okay.
All right. Let's go over the AMRAP movement. So I want you to just look at my feet. I'm gonna do lateral jumps. I don't have a broom out. Actually, I have. a dumbbell. So I'm going to use this dumbbell as my target. And all I'm going to do is almost like I'm doing pogo stick, and I'm just going to jump, right? Trying to keep, sorry, I can't wear these glasses while I'm jumping. I'm trying to keep absorption in my knee. So the thing that I don't want you to do is this donkey kick back. Try not to donkey kick and really try to jump from your ankles. So lift your knees slightly, but try not to do that motion. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right, so let's get another 8 lateral jumps, and now you're going to jump over your Swiffer.
Okay.
Cool. All right, let's go over the air squats. So maybe do this with me. I'm not fully in the screen, but you can see the pertinent portions. So I'm gonna get into my squat stance, which is shoulder width apart. Whatever is comfortable for you, you can either keep your feet facing forward or turn them out slightly. So the first thing I'm gonna do is bring my hips back and down, and then stand. So let's get 2 air squats with your hips back and down.
Okay.
All right, so now I want you to focus on keeping your weight towards the back of your foot, towards your heel. So back and down, weight is on my heels. Let's get 2 more.
All right.
And then lastly, I want you to try to keep your chest nice and tall as you squat down. So hips shoot back, but my chest stays nice and tall. Let's get 2 more of those.
All right.
All right, let's go over the push-ups. So on the push-ups, I want you to remain in a nice tight position. So again, you're gonna take that tight plank position that we went over. You can widen your feet if you'd like to make it a little bit easier. It's gonna be 8 push-ups per round, so it's gonna add up to a lot. What I'd like you to do is when you descend down onto the floor, I'd like you to look almost like an arrow. So my elbows are pointing somewhat in a 45-degree angle instead of this position. That'll put your shoulder in a really bad position. So I'd like you to be as close to this position with your elbows as possible. So in a push-up, that'll look like this. Chest comes to the floor, then you're gonna push yourself up. All of this stuff remains super tight as you do so on the both going down and coming back up. So let's get 3 chest to floor push-ups.
Okay.
All right, and I want you to get 3 more push-ups, but this time elevated. You said you had your bed to push up on, right?
Yep.
So let's get 3 of those. Now your chest is gonna touch that bed.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so Use the bathroom if you need to. Drink some water. Make sure you have a piece of paper and a pen to keep track of your rounds and reps. So a complete round ends on your 8th push-up. If at the end of 16 minutes, you say you finish your 16 lateral jumps and you get into 4 air squats, your score, or say you finish eight rounds, right? So it's 8 rounds plus 20 reps because you finished the 16 lateral jump overs and 4 air squats. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, cool. And then I'm just gonna get my clock. Feel free to put on some music for yourself to do this workout. And I'm gonna set an AMRAP for 16 minutes. All right, so you let me know when you are ready, and I'm gonna set this clock.
All right, I'm all set.
All right, so I'm starting the clock, and it has a countdown. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, go. You're 1 minute in. Don't forget, you're trying to get your hips below parallel in those air squats. All right, John, you're 2.5 minutes in. Pace yourself appropriately. You've got a little more than 11 minutes left. Are you into your 6th round?
Yeah.
Okay. Place yourself on the squat.
Yeah.
All right, John, you're at 9 minutes. John, you're halfway done. All right, 6 minutes. Are you still on the floor doing push-ups?
I just got to jumping.
Okay. Five minutes. All right, John, you have 3.5 minutes left. What round are you on?
I think I lost count, but I think it's around 11.
Okay, great. Keep going. You've got a little more than 2 minutes left. Okay, 90 seconds. Let's try to get this round done. You've got 1 minute. All right, John, last 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, time. That was rough. 16 minutes is long.
Yeah, underestimate it.
Yeah, always. But that's what those AMRAPs do. They just, it's like, you don't want to start out to like, you know, at 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for attending class. I hope to see you in person soon.
Sure. Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
All right, bye.